Okay, so when you finish with row number 5 and you put your last single crochet in, we're now going to start on the scarf. So this is just going to be the bottom of the border of your scarf. So since we added a couple more stitches onto our crochet, we'll now have 22 stitches. Divide that in half and we'll have 11 stitches. So now you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and this will be the actual body of the scarf. And we're going to put 1 double crochet into this stitch. So yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And I'm going to put 1 double crochet into the next 10 stitches. And I will be back in just one moment. Okay, so the tools you're going to need to make this scarf are going to be as follows. You're going to need a tape measure, so that way you can measure your scarf for how long you want it. You're going to need a needle with a large eye hole so you can sew on all your strings. You're going to need a hook. I'm going to be using a 6-point crochet hook, so it's a pretty big hook. You're going to need a pair of scissors to cut off your strings, and you're going to need some yarn. And the yarn that I'm going to be using is called Mainstays. It's 100% acrylic. And this one is going to be in the color teal. So it's like a darker teal color. And it's 397 yards and 7 ounces, if you wanted to know. You're not going to be needing very much of this, just 1 skein of each. We're also going to be using Mainstays. And this one is going to be in the color purple. It actually has the name for one, so there's purple. And I think this one does, yeah, this one had the name teal as well. So this one's called teal. And these are both the same, 397 yards and 7 ounces. I just used 1 skein of each. I may not be using the whole entire skeins of either of them, but at least about 3/4. Alrighty, so let's get to making this scarf. Okay, so we're gonna start making the checkered scarf in the 2 colors of teal and purple. We're gonna start with the first one, which is purple. So you're gonna make a slip knot. Wrap your yarn around your 2 fingers and make a loop. Pull your fingers out. Pull the yarn behind the loop like this and go in and pull tight. And we're going to make a single crochet foundation stitch. And so in order to do that, you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook and make 2 chains. So 1 and 2. And here comes Sonia. She's so excited. She's like, oh my gosh, I get to be in the video. Okay, well, her tail's going to be in the video. You're going to go back into that very first chain that you started or that you made from the beginning. Put your hook in there. Grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the first loop to make a chain. Yarn over and pull through both loops to make a single crochet. We're always working on the bottom of our work. Go back into that stitch. Grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through that first loop to make a chain. Yarn over and pull through both loops to make a single crochet. Sonia wants a petting. How adorable. Alright, I'm just petting her really quickly. Okay, so I am going to make a chain of 25, and I am going to see if this is wide enough, and if not, I'm just going to add a few more chains. I am making this for a coworker at work. Her name is Heather, and I am making this for her for Christmas. I know Christmas is over. I just haven't had time to make the scarf. And so I decided to record it, and Sonia is going to get in the way, but that's okay. So I'm going to make 25. I'm going to make 25 of these, and then I'll be right back. Does anybody want to see Sonia? Say hello. Hi, Sonia. Haven't seen my baby girl in a while. It's hard to see her because it's nighttime, and she's kind of in the dark. Oh, there's her face. Yep, there you go. See there? There she is. Okay, everyone, I'll be back shortly. Alrighty, so I did a single crochet foundation of 20 stitches instead of 25. Now we're going to chain one and we're going to flip our work upwards. Okay, so this is going to be the border on the bottom of the scarf, and this is how it works. You're going to yarn over. We're going to do a half double crochet, but it's like an X. Okay, so yarn over, go into the second stitch, not the first stitch. We're going to go back to that one in just a minute. Grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Go back into that first stitch that you skipped, just like this. Grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. And this is what it looks like. We're going to do that one more time. So skip your very first stitch, go into the second stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, yarn over, go back into that first stitch that you skipped, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, pull up a little loose, yarn over and pull through all 3. That is what it looks like. You will do this crossed half double crochet all the way to the end. Just like that. And I will meet you on the other side in just a moment. So we're nearing the end of row number 2, and you should have 2 stitches left. So that way you can do this crossed half double crochet and finish it off. So you're going to yarn over, skip that stitch, go into the next stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Sonia, come on, baby girl, don't do that. She really wants to be in the video. And then you're going to yarn over, go back into the stitch that you skipped, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. Don't make it tight, pull on it nice and loose, like a elongated stitch. Yarn over and pull through all 3 stitches. And that is what it should look like once you finish. Now we're going to be working on row number 3. Okay, so for row number 3, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. This one's going to be a simple one. We're just going to single crochet into every single stitch all the way across. So go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 2 stitches. Go into the next one, put a single crochet in there. You're going to put 1 single crochet into every single stitch all the way across, and I will meet you at the end. When you make it to the end of row number 3, you're just going to put 1 single crochet into that very last stitch. This is what row number 3 should look like. We are going to repeat row number 2 one more time. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work, skip that first stitch, go into the second stitch with a half double crochet, yarn over, go back into the stitch that we originally skipped and make a half double crochet. And then you're going to yarn over, skip that very first stitch, go into your second stitch, make a half double crochet, then yarn over, go back into the stitch you originally skipped and finish off that half double crochet. I will meet you at the end in just a few moments, and I will show you how row number, oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, row number 5 works. Okay, so I will finish off row number 4. I'll be back shortly. Alrighty, I'm at the end of row number 4, and I did not have an extra stitch because I must have skipped it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go right into here. As you can see, there is a little stitch, and I'm going to put a half double crochet into there, and the stitch that I just skipped, I'm just going to backtrack it. I'm going to backtrack it and then just put a half double crochet right into there to finish off the crossed half double crochet. For row number 5, you're just going to chain 1, turn your work, and put 1 single crochet into every single stitch to the end. Before you get to the end of row number 5, grab your teal yarn that I have right back here in the background and get your teal yarn ready, because this is where we are going to be using 2 different colors and you will be making a slip knot. Just like that. Have it ready, because for row number 6 I will show you how to do the checkered pattern. Okay, so when you finish with row number 5 and you put your last single crochet in, we're now going to start on the scarf. So this is just going to be the bottom of the border of your scarf. So since we added a couple more stitches onto our crochet, we'll now have 22 stitches. Divide that in half and we'll have 11 stitches. So now you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and this will be the actual body of the scarf. And we're going to put 1 double crochet into this stitch. So yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And I'm going to put 1 double crochet into the next 10 stitches. And I will be back in just one moment. Once you have made your 10th stitch, we are now going to make stitch number 11. So you're going to yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Now put down your work, and you remember that loop that you made with the teal yarn? You're going to pick that up and you're going to put it on your hook. And we are going to change colors. And you're going to yarn over and pull through both loops. Now what I do is I pull on the purple yarn to secure the teal. I'm going to grab the yarn tail by the teal, and I'm going to tie on with the teal and the purple yarn. That will secure my work. Now you're going to take the purple yarn and you're going to put it behind your work now. We're going to use that again when we come back around and do another row. So now all you're going to do is you're going to double crochet all the way across 11 stitches in the color teal. And I will meet you down at the other end. Alrighty, so when you have made it to the other side, all you will do is you will chain 1, turn your work, and put 1 double crochet into the next 10 stitches. And I will show you how to change colors back to the purple. Meet you down there in just one moment. Once you have crocheted 10 teal stitches, in your 11th stitch you're going to yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Put your teal yarn in the back of your work now, and your purple one should now be in the front of your work. You're going to pick that up, yarn over and pull through both loops. Grab your teal yarn and give it a nice little tug to tighten it. Yarn over, pick up that fake stitch, go into your next stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop through those 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And then double crochet into the next, into the rest of your stitches until you get to the end. I am going to do this for 11 rows. So far we are on row number 2, and I need to make 11 of them. And so that is what I'm going to do. And when I'm done, I will change to the teal color, and where the purple is right now, that will now be my teal color. And when I am done with 11 rows, I'll show you what it looks like. And we will then change to the teal color on the purple side, and then the purple to the teal side. Alrighty, I will be back shortly. Alrighty, so I am back, and I forgot to show the rest of it on camera. I apologize. So we left off down here at the very bottom, and I was going to show you how to connect the blue onto the purple. So I'm still going to do that. So you'll leave off on your row right here, and so you'll snip your yarn, and I snipped it here as well. And so what ends up happening is every single time, let me just grab the, there we go. Okay, so every time you change colors, you're going to do it on top of a different color. So as you can see here where you left off on, this is 11 rows. You would connect your yarn here on the end, and it would be purple. And so right here, this is where we are at. We're going to connect the purple. So let me just grab that real quick. Here we go. Okay, so I snipped off all my yarn. I got too entranced in YouTube and forgot to come back on camera. So you'll put your hook into that last stitch, grab your purple yarn and pull through, and then you will tie on your purple yarn. Just like this. And you'll flip it over. And I will move my yarn tails out of the way. Okay, there we go. Put your hook back into that stitch, yarn over and pull through and chain 1. And then you'll just put 1 double crochet into every single stitch until you get to 10 stitches, and then in the 11th stitch we will connect the blue yarn, and this will happen for every 11 rows when you are changing colors. So I will be back in a few moments, and I will show you how to connect your blue yarn so that way you can be on top of the purple now. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I made it to the 10 stitches, as you can see, and now all we have to do is make a slip knot with our teal yarn. Okay, and make this one kind of open like this, so that way you can put it onto your hook like this. Oops. So now when you get to your 10th stitch and your 11th stitch, you're going to do kind of like what I call a half of a double. Okay, so that is your half double. And then you're going to put your yarn, your blue teal onto your hook like so. Then you're going to grab your yarn tail like this, and you're going to tie it onto your purple yarn like this. And I do a double knot so that way it does not come loose. Then I put my purple yarn behind my work and I start working. I start putting a double crochet into every single stitch all the way across. And what I'm going to do is I want this scarf to be about 65 inches long. I think that is long enough for somebody who is tall. If you would like to, you can make it tall. You can make it longer, so you can make it 70 inches. And what we did for the border at the very beginning, we will reverse what we have done, and we will remake that for the top of this, but instead of purple, I will make it in the teal. Okay, so there we go. There's 11 stitches right there. And once I have made 11 stitches, as you can see now, the purple is on top of the teal, and the teal is on top of the purple. And that is how you make the checkered pattern. Then I will chain one. I'm going to turn my work. Now with this yarn and you doing these 11 rows, it will get tangled very, very easily within your work. So it's nice when you can cut off your strings after the 11 rows, untangle your yarn, and then make it straight again. So then we will do 10 stitches all the way across. And if you made it this far into the video, don't forget to scroll down and hit that like button so I know that you're enjoying this video. And if you want to see more tutorials such as this one and others I'll do in the future, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so when you make it to your 10th stitch, okay, you're going to yarn over, go into your stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over and only pull through 2 of those loops. Pull your teal to the back of your work, pull up your purple one now because it's in the front. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 2 of those loops to finish off that teal double crochet. Then you're going to yarn over, pick up that fake stitch, go into your stitch, pull those 2 together like so, yarn over and pull through to pull up a new loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, and then double crochet until you get to the end, chain 1, and redo this for 11 rows. Alrighty, so I am going to finish these 11 rows. I'm going to measure the scarf right now so that way you can see how long it is. Okay, so let's just pull it out. And I do have my tape measure, so give me 1 second. So this is how long the scarf is so far. Okay, and then there we are working on those 2 blocks right there. Okay, so let's grab our tape measure and let's measure the scarf. Okay. So that is 16 and a half is right here. So there's 16 and a half, okay. And then I'm just gonna pull it till I get to where I am at. Looks like we are at 41 inches. Okay, so we're at 41 inches and we want to get to it's a lot. There we go. We want to get to the 65. And so we put that on the 65 to the 41. It looks like I need 1, 2, 3, almost 4 blocks. I'm probably going to do 3 blocks. And what I mean by blocks is these are blocks right here. So I'm going to do 1 block. This will be 2. That'll be 3. So we're going to count this one as the first block, and then I will do 2 more and come back on camera and see if it's long enough. If it is, we will finish off with the border. Alrighty, so I will see you shortly. Alright, I finished the 3 blocks as promised. So 1, 2, and 3. And I measured it, and it's 64 inches. Now, if I were to do 65, I would have to do 3 more rows. I don't want to do that because I want to leave it on the 11 rows. I think it looks good, and I don't want to change it up in any way, shape, or form. So now that I am done, I'm going to cut off all my yarn, and we are going to work on the border. And the border is now going to be in teal. And that noise that you hear in the background is my mom vacuuming. So yarn over, pull through, and pull through to tighten. And then you are going to cut off this purple yarn right here. That is the connection point right here, so that way you can change colors. So now that we're going to be working on the border, you're now going to pick up your teal yarn, and you're going to connect it right where you cut off right here. Okay. And I'm just going to tie it on really quickly. Okay, and we are going to start. Now, in order to reverse the border, we are going to start off with a single crochet row. So you're going to put your hook back into your stitch, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop, and chain 1. Then you're going to go back into that stitch for 1 single crochet, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Single crochet into every single stitch until, whoop, I got caught. Until you get to the end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crochet my strings into my work, and then I'm going to cut them off. So 1 single crochet into every single stitch, and I will meet you at the other end in just a few moments. Now, I am not at the other end, but once you get to this part, this should not be intimidating. There should be a stitch right here to put a single crochet stitch into, and this should be a stitch right here as well. Okay, so you're just going to single crochet into every single stitch, and don't forget to sew in your strings. So this one you are going to want to sew in, and this one is not very difficult at all. Let me see if I can find a needle real quick. Alright, I don't have any needles, so use your crochet hook instead. This one has to be tied in since it is not tied into your work. So what I normally do is I go in between the stitches. Let me grab a smaller hook. Smaller hooks are just so much easier to do this since bigger hooks are harder to go into. So you'll go right into these stitches right here, yarn over, and pull, kind of make a loop. Okay, so make a loop and pull through like this. Make sure you still have that loop going on like this, okay? And then you're going to pull this yarn through that loop, pull tight like this. Now you have a new loop, and pull that yarn right through that loop and tighten. If you do not do this with these sections, these will come loose, and we don't want that. And then I just take my crochet hook, and any of the stitches that you see right here, you'll just put your crochet hook right through those stitches. I'm going right into the actual stitches, as you can see, okay? So my hook is not on the other side, it's actually in the stitches. I yarn over, hold on to every single stitch, and pull that right through. And then I kind of pull loosely on it like this, and I will go back through those stitches like this. Now when you get to this one, you have 2 stitches, only go through one of those stitches, and then you pull right through all those stitches, kind of loosen it up like this, okay, just like that. Pull a little tight on it, just a little, not too much, just a little. Pull back on it, and then cut your yarn. Okay, and that will keep your yarn into your work. Okay, now I'm going to finish single crocheting to the end. I'll meet back up with you in just in just a minute. Okay, so I made it to the other side, and now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we are going to skip. Move that out of the way so you can see this better. So you're going to skip that very first stitch and go into the next stitch. So yarn over, we're going to do this with a half double crochet. Go into that stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, go back into the stitch that you just skipped, grab your working yarn and pull up a loop. Kind of pull up a little bit so it's longer. Yarn over and pull through, and that is the pattern that we are making. It's the crossed half double crochets. So we'll do that again. Skip your first stitch, go into your second stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop. I kind of pull up a little bit, make it a longer stitch, yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, go back into the stitch that you skipped, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, make it a little bit longer, yarn over and pull through all 3. You're going to do that all the way until you get to the end, and I will meet up with you in just a moment. Just take your time with this stitch, and I will be back in just a few moments. I'm on the other side, and I have one more crossed half double crochet I just have to do. So I'm going to do that real quick. Once you have made your crossed half double crochets all the way across, that's row number 2. We're on row number 3. You're now going to chain 1, and you are going to turn your work. And on this row, we're going to do a single crochet row. So into every single stitch, you're just going to put 1 single crochet until you get to the end. I have 1 more single crochet to put in the end right here, and row number 3 is done. And that's what it looks like all the way across. We are now on row number 4, so you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn your work, and this is going to be your crossed half double crochet row. This will be our last row for the crossed half double crochets. So you're going to yarn over, skip your first stitch, go into your second stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, go back into the stitch you skipped, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, make it kind of long, yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, skip your first stitch, go into your second stitch, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, go back into the stitch you skipped, grab your working yarn, pull up a loop, kind of pull it up nice and long, yarn over and pull through all 3. I will meet you on the other side in just a few moments. I have made it to the other side. My apologies, my camera decided to zoom in for some weird reason. I'm going to do 1 half double crossed, And then I will be done with row number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, row number 4. So now we'll be on row number 5. Okay, so that is what it looks like so far. Row number 5 is our last and final row. So you're going to chain 1. Turn your work and put 1 single crochet, almost at a half double. 1 single crochet into every single stitch until you get to the end. And I will meet you at the end in just a few moments. I am at the end, and I have 1 more single crochet to put into that very last stitch, and I am done with the border. And all you have to do now, cut your yarn over, pull through, and tighten. Now that you are done with your scarf, you now can wear it. This is the Checkered Scarf. It is a very beautiful and long scarf for cold winter nights, or just cold nights in general. Okay, so that is what the beautiful scarf looks like. There's the 2 different borders. There's the blue one and there is the purple one. I did make this for a coworker at work for Christmas. It just took me a long time to figure out a pattern for her scarf. So now that we're at the end of the video, don't forget to scroll down, hit that like button, so I know that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to sew in your strings like I forgot to do right here. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed watching me make this beautiful scarf. This is the length of the scarf. It is very long. It is now 64 inches long. Like I said in the very beginning, if you would like to make it longer, just keep making more rows. Alrighty, until next time, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye-bye, everyone.